Is it time for you to take a big risk at work, or maybe even a small one? Do you feel comfortable with your decision? Are you not sure if you should do anything? Hi, I'm Ken Okel. Sometimes you need to take risks at work, but I understand they can make you feel nervous. So we're going to talk about a process today that can maybe give you a little more confidence in your decision making. My name is Ken Okel. I'm a professional speaker. I talk to audiences about ways they can boost their performance at work, and I pull from my background, which includes broadcast news, hurricane relief, and professional ballet. Now, I know, unusual combination, but in each and every field, I had to perform at a high level every day under pressure. For a lot of you, you've got that big idea. Something that worked in the past isn't working so well, so you may want to change it. Maybe there's a new market you want to pursue, or you've just heard some great information about a technique that you think would really help you and your business. So you're excited about it, but should you do it? This is where a lot of people feel like they're standing on the edge of a cliff, not sure whether they should step forward and trust that things are going to work out, or if they're just going to fall and maybe have some bad things happen. I want to make sure the first thing in this process is that you've done a lot of preparation, that you really understand the thing you're trying to do. If you're looking to buy, let's say, software that can help you with the process, do you really understand how it will work, how it will be used on a daily basis, really become a student of this new thing? A good way to see if you've done enough research is to make sure that you can explain it to someone, and maybe even find someone who's a neutral party and explain it to them. See if they have any questions. Sometimes that outside opinion can show you that, yeah, the idea is good, but it might not work for you. Great perspective to be able to get. Also, as part of the preparation, don't feel pressured by offers that have a rapidly approaching deadline. More often than not, they are a sales tactic. Nothing wrong with that, but understand if you need more time, there will likely be an equal or pretty much the same offer that comes at a later time. Don't just sign up for something because it's a deadline. That could be a big mistake. So do some good preparation. Understand, when you make a change, things may have to change a little bit in your organization to accommodate the new process. There's a period of adjustment. Think of it like almost breaking in new shoes. It doesn't happen overnight. You want to make sure that your organization is able to take on this new challenge and perform well. Think of it like this. Let's say I decided to become a ballroom dancer. I was going to go to classes and practice, but then by the time it came time to do that, to take the lessons to practice, I didn't have the time. So while my intention was good to become a ballroom dancer, I hadn't thought through all the aspects of the change and how I would make sure that I would stick to them. Same thing can happen when you take a risk at work. So really think, do there need to be some adaptations to how you're doing things? Think of it like a camera lens, where there are different camera lenses that you can put on your camera that can make things look better or just different. Different thing for a different time. Same can apply to your organization. You may have brought on a new process, a new market to your organization, but do you have the staffing to support it? Does your current staff have the ability to support the new initiative? Or do you need to send them to get some training, hire some new people, get some outside support? Make sure you've thought through, okay, if we make this change, how are we going to do it? And sometimes there may be an old process that you've done that isn't as important anymore. So you may say, okay, stop doing that. We're going to put more of our attention on this new thing. This is part of the process, because an adjustment to something new, it doesn't happen magically. You have to think about it, make sure it's really paying off for everyone. Here's the tough one: honesty. You have to be honest about yourself when you've made that change. Does it seem like you are getting the results from the risk that you're taking that you want? Maybe this is a chance to make some adjustments to improve it, change it up a little bit. Or sometimes it's just was a good idea that's not working. Those can be the most frustrating, because maybe if some little thing was just a little different, you'd be that much more successful. But instead, you're in a situation where you're stuck with a dud. You tried, it didn't work. At this point, can you be honest with yourself and others and say, you know what, we tried this thing, it doesn't seem to be working, we're going to move on. That's not easy, but smart leaders understand at a certain point, you need to back away from your plan, from your project, and say, honestly, this just did not work. The final thing I want you to consider is, what if you do nothing? What if nothing changes? In this presentation, I've talked a lot about being cautious when it comes to taking a risk, trying something new. But maybe doing nothing is a more risky proposition. You need to consider that, because if you're in a situation where things aren't that good, having more of not that good may not be a smart move. It may be worth trying something else, even if there is no guarantee of success. You got to weigh everything in your mind. Make informed decisions. Success is not guaranteed, but if you do your homework, I think you're going to be much better off. I hope you've appreciated these tips. Risks are tough to talk about, but I think it's important to give you a process that can help. You want to find out more about me? My name's Ken Okel. Go to my website to see some clips of my speaking, learn more about my presentations, and read my blog. That's at kenokel.com, just like my name. You want to shoot me an email, tvguy@kenokel.com. Why do I have that as my email? Well, when I worked in TV news, you'd be out and about in the community, like at a restaurant or something, and someone would recognize you, and they'd want to say hi, but they wouldn't remember your name. So they would just yell out things like, "Hey, TV guy." If you want to connect with me on the social channels, you can do so as well. They're under my name, Ken Okel. If you're on LinkedIn and you want to send me a connection request, please use the function where you can add a note to just mention where we encountered one another. For instance, like with this presentation, I get solicited for a lot of great sales opportunities that I don't necessarily need to hear about. I want to make sure that I'm connecting with people who are like-minded and are kind of into some of the same things I am, not just wanting to sell me stuff. You know what that's like. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I'm Ken Okel. Take care.